So consideration for other people and being mindful of other people is a huge part of our deen. It's a very, very big part of our deen. But there is a component of our deen in which you have to pretend nobody exists. Nobody matters. Not even my parents, not my loved ones. In fact, even my own personal feelings don't even matter. What is that one teaching in which no one else matters? Everybody else, you have to pretend nobody else exists. Allah Azza wa Jalla says, "Man ihtada فَإِنَّمَا يَهْتَدِي لِنَفْسِهِ." Whoever is going to commit to guidance is only doing so for their own benefit. You see, we have to take a lot of social matters into consideration when we make any other decision, even if you leave Islam on the side. When you are going to consider, for your son or your daughter, you're considering a proposal for marriage, you're looking at the family, you're looking at what this one's going to say, what that one's going to say. Are people going to raise a finger? What's our reputation going to be like? People consider social phenomena. What kind of gifts are we going to give? What kind of car should we get? What kind of neighborhood should we live in? What information should we tell people, not tell people? We're always thinking about the perception others are going to have of us, right? And it plays, for some people, it plays a huge part in virtually every decision that they make. Sometimes you have to make a decision and you think twice about what are my kids going to think? What is my wife going to think? What's my husband going to think? What are my parents going to think before I make this choice? Whether it's a financial decision, an education decision, any other kind of decision. But there's a certain set of decisions in which Allah has expected you and me to do something. Allah has decreed that certain kind of money is haram. And you already know what it is. You don't need an exhaustive explanation on what kind of earnings are haram. Allah has already explained certain kinds of food is haram. Allah has already made clear certain kinds of actions are haram. Certain kinds of environments are not acceptable. They violate this deen. So you and I already know, because the list of things that are prohibited is very small and is also very clear. There's no confusion about what's wrong in this deen. And everything that's wrong has been elaborated without any doubt. It's not complicated. And it's not complicated because this deen is supposed to be for all of humanity. So it's pretty straightforward. But sometimes our family, society, people's pressure, whatever it may be, other human beings start impacting our decision, and we start bending our commitment to what is right because it will offend someone else. So a scenario could be your family, your spouse wants you to do something that you know is haram. Now you have to think about it's going to hurt their feelings if you don't do it. But in those kinds of moments, the thing that Allah is teaching us, the mindset that Allah is teaching us, is very powerful. I have to pretend that no one else is around. It's just me and Allah, and He expects me to live by certain kinds of guidance, and I'm going to do this entirely for myself. When I obey Allah, it is entirely selfish. It has nothing to do with anyone else. No one's feelings matter. No one's anger matters. My own preferences don't matter. My culture doesn't matter. What country I come from doesn't matter. Somebody's going to think I'm loyal. Somebody's going to think I'm disloyal. None of that. All of that gets erased because it's just me and Allah. It's just me and Allah. That's the only reason I'm following this guidance. That doesn't mean that I get to be ruthless and inconsiderate to others. But no one gets to compromise what I know to be right and wrong with my Rabb. And if somebody wants to get upset with me, well and good. Let them be upset. My Rabb is not angry with me. My Rabb is not upset with me. If Allah has given you a responsibility and He's given me a responsibility, I have to fulfill that responsibility no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody else does. They all become completely irrelevant. This is part of the implications of man ihtada fa innama yahtadi li nafsihi. But there are other implications.